with his hand.
Alright guys, this is Ken from Drag or Die. We got John Mcelroy, Handigapped, with us tonight. We want to find out a little bit more about him. Of course, everybody's seen him on the street, the track, so we sat down and we're going to ask him a few questions. Alright John, where are you from? What got you started into racing? And was there somebody that got you out there racing? Or?
So, I'm from Frederick, Maryland.
Okay.
I was born and raised out there. I actually, when I was about 18, 19, I lived in Gaithersburg, and we used to hang out at local Starbucks, like pull up, hang out cars there all the time. And somebody said, hey, there's street racing over in Seneca. So we went over to Seneca McDonald's, and that's where I met Ricky Juggin and Bobby Parks and numerous other people. And the first time I ever went street racing was at Lily Ponds. I watched it and I was hooked.
Yeah, that's awesome.
First place ever, best probably street race
that's
ever.
One of the best spots ever.
Yeah.
Now, of course, I know you had a little BMX background. Of course, I rode too, and I know you did that for a while, so that probably helped fuel the fire with that kind of stuff.
If it was trying to go fast, I always tried.
Yeah. Now, was there anybody in the family that was in the cars, or you just kind of got into them yourself?
My dad. They were in the cars. They never took the leap that we take into cars.
Yeah.
They like watching stuff. They never wanted to be involved.
Yeah.
Uncle had a couple cool cars. That's it.
Yeah, you kind of just met up with those two guys and kind of was hooked after that. And what did you start out driving? What was you driving back then?
Back then, I was driving a 2.2 liter S10. And I was like, wow, this is awesome. Yeah. And my idea was, let's swap this. Never happened.
Yeah. Well,
and I started working, and I got into riding bikes.
Yeah.
Well, BMX first, and then riding street bikes.
Yeah. Yeah, street bikes. And where did you take it to the next level at? I remember I met you at I think it was Manor. They had the first big cash days down there, and you were in a Subaru back then. It's the first time.
The next level started actually in the last 7 years after my accident, and I wanted to ride. Couldn't ride bikes anymore, and a buddy sent me a video of a guy racing in a car, and I was like, I want to do that again. So started out with a Subaru. It wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Things changed in the last couple of years.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's gotten faster. What happened with your accident? Do you want to talk about that?
Oh, yeah.
No
problem.
What put you in the wheelchair?
Riding a four-wheeler. Getting reckless on the street. Bunch of us were riding all day. We wanted to go out riding. It started raining, so we tried to go home faster. And I hit a guardrail.
Yeah.
Never knocked out, nothing. Laid there, knew I was paralyzed instantly.
Yeah.
Sucked.
Yeah. So it really, so what did you have to overcome to even get in a car again?
I actually, when it happened, I didn't think I could drive again. I've never known anybody in a wheelchair, never seen anybody in a wheelchair driving.
Yeah.
I was dumb to it.
Yeah. Well, of course, you had to learn how to do everything again.
Everything, yep. I actually lived in a house where I couldn't move back to. Had to move into a family friend's house.
Yeah.
And stayed there for a little while till I could get up and get going, and then I moved out to West Virginia about a year later.
Well, there's a lot of rehab just to even, to do anything anymore. And it's crazy, you know, like you don't see that many people that do it and they don't understand, you know, it changes, you know, your life big time. So for you to go out there and push and do it every day, and you know, you've come a long way from, you know, I mean, there's not, like I said, there ain't many people doing it. So you know, what did you have to change on the car? Like, what did you?
So,
Of course, you started out driving a regular car again.
I started out driving. My buddy gave me a set of hand controls, and I call them my fiddle sticks.
Yeah.
They strap to the pedals. I use my thumb,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a stick, and I hit the brake with the handle. And I started looking more into it, and I bought a set of hand controls where you push down for gas and you push forward for brake.
Yeah.
And that's when I got the Subaru, and we put it in that. A month later, I totaled the Subaru.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't too great driving yet.
Well,
but we figured it out.
I'm sure it's a.
And then I built another one.
I'm sure it's, you know, something hard to get used to.
Yeah.
You know, I know people's almost running your car off the trailer, loading them up. You know, just.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't take much to do it, but so after that, you know, what did you do after the Subaru? I mean, what really?
So we raced the Subaru a lot. I put a couple motors in it. I mean, did everything we could think of. And a Trans Am came up for sale in Delaware, and I hit up Billy Dorsey, and I was like, hey, should we get this? And he said, yes, come on over.
Yeah.
So we fixed a couple things on the Subaru, and we went out to Delaware that day, and we went and got Trans Am. And ever since then, it was like, let's do this with like a little bit more serious.
Yeah.
Which then, a little bit more serious was, let's add a shit ton of nitrous to a stock car and see how fast we can go.
Well, yeah, and that makes for a fun time, and then I guess you moved on to the Mustang. You know, where did it come from?
So,
or do you want to talk about what happened to the Trans Am?
Yeah, we can talk about that. So we went out to Baltimore. Tried to catch a street race. We were catfishing, and a guy, he was a better catfisher.
Yeah.
He kept on telling me, look at these stock heads. They're stock head Mustang. And we were like, well, it's an all motor Trans Am. We raced on Dorsey, and a car had pulled out in front of us, and I was on the inside lane, and thankfully he pulled out far enough so I could go around him. I swerved, I hit a fire hydrant, totaled it.
Drove it
next
home.
couple days, we drove it home the next day with half the car missing.
Yeah.
Next couple days, I was looking into getting a new vehicle, figuring things out. I wanted to get another Trans Am. Well, Billy had that Mustang he pulled out and sprayed until he blew it up. 3.8 Mustang.
Yeah,
and
I remember he was racing that.
Where it is now. He sold it to me real cheap, helped me build it the first time, and it's been uphill ever since then.
Yeah, well, that's true. Now, I know you did nitrous for a while, and now you're turbo. Which one you like better?
I love nitrous. I really do, but I can't afford nitrous, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think anybody can with the way nitrous prices are right now.
The price of nitrous, the fuel you need to run a good, healthy motor, not the low budget LS stuff that I've been running.
Yeah, you gotta be on Q or C23 something, and you know, nitrous, of course, the pound. You know, pound's crazy.
After I finally blew up that first motor we put in, I told myself I'm gonna go turbo, and ever since then, the car has been tremendously faster.
Yeah, and of course you have to get used to the power. It's a different power.
Yeah, it's a whole different power, learning curve too.
Yeah.
I didn't tune the car, but put jets in it then. Now I actually, with a little bit of help from Billy, with the laptop.
Yeah, and of course you had to add a bunch more buttons, you know.
Yeah. So, I got a button for the shifter, a button for the trans brake, and then on my hand controls I have a button for the bump and scramble.
So it's a lot to be in there, you know, controlling. We did some in-car videos, but it really don't show it justice to what you have to do driving.
We race too much at night.
Yeah, exactly. Now, so do you think, you know, of course, all the no prep racing back of the track, I know you're a street guy. I know you like back of the track, you know, bad stuff. But is front of the track no prep? What do you want? What do you think about that?
It is. If it's scraped and not prepped, it's no prep.
Yeah.
But does it come around a lot faster? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see my car as a car that can compete with them.
Yeah.
But I like the race. I'll throw in the money every now and then just go do it. We've done it all.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen you compete everywhere, and it's hard, you know, like this back of the track stuff. A lot of people can't figure it out. They're not street race cars, and they come over from the drag strip side, and they're you know, everybody does the drag strip. That's how you start normally, but it takes them a lot longer to figure it out than
it's a lot of suspension change.
Oh,
that's another thing. I have my car set up for street and back half of the track. We have the car set up to go down a dirt road.
Yeah.
I prefer back half or street,
mm-hmm.
but I do like going out to the track every now and then. It's a
course.
fun time to see how fast the car can go.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But do I expect to win anything from the front half? Absolutely not.
No. But you know, there's a lot can happen. You know, there's like you said, but
there's more luck to it than there is skill.
Yeah,
sometimes.
but I think a lot of guys are starting to see the big payouts and everything like that. So you're gonna have some of the bigger guys coming in, and what do you think about that?
Now.
You know,
I think
can you compete
these big
with the
payouts are bringing big money racers.
Yeah.
Look at Last Dig or Die, Lutz being there or Lutz.
Yeah.
If that was a $15,000 race, would he have come? Probably not.
No.
The big payouts, they're cool. It'd be awesome to win a big payout.
Of course.
But it's taking the fun away from it, from what I think.
Mm-hmm.
The low payouts, having fun, is what I was all about.
Yeah, and you know, dig or die is one of the best times you can have, and it's grown, and you're gonna.
I haven't missed a single one.
Yeah, you're going to same thing with the thaw out and stuff. You see those big payouts and that back of the track stuff. You're going to attract some of the bigger teams and the more money, but you know a lot of them haven't figured it out yet. But they're almost going to have to build a whole new car, you know, to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Or make a lot of changes.
I'd have to change my car completely over if I wanted to do strictly front half.
Yeah.
And I'm not interested in doing it.
Yeah.
I might pull some weight out or put some weight in, but I don't want to do much different than that.
Yeah, you don't want to get it too far off. Yeah.
I think we have the car doing pretty much what it needs to, with a couple more changes that we're hoping to get the top contender.
Yeah, I mean, we were in Wilkesboro down there and unloaded in the middle of the road and puddled and that car was flying, you know.
Made a good pass that night.
And of course it's, you know, gotten faster and everybody's getting faster. That's the bad,
Absolutely.
you know, like
everybody's
they're all
learning
it out.
and figuring it out.
Yeah.
It ain't like it was a couple years ago where we could just go out and hustle people.
Yeah. So what's the best event? It doesn't have to be a track thing or, you know, or back of the track. What's the best race you've been to? Could be on the street. Could just be a night out with the guys, you know. I mean, what do you think?
Honestly, my favorite times have been like on the street.
Yeah.
That's where I've come from. Like my first time ever on the track was in my Subaru, and I think I have from the front half maybe 20 passes in my life on the front half.
On the front half, yeah.
And probably, I know for a fact, 200 and some in the last 2 years on the street and back half.
Mm-hmm. And of course, you know, like my thing is I like our local spots, but I think one of the best times I always have is dig or die, the pregame.
The pregame is my favorite.
I don't know what it is, you know, like of course we love dig or die and everything, but I don't know what it is about the energy of that place and that night on the road every night.
I think it is. It's like a family reunion. You make a family out of this whole thing, and like you get to see friends that you don't get to see until you go to dig or die.
Yeah, it's like a street race reunion. Pretty much street racers reunion.
See a bunch of people you don't get to see, or meet people you met online and talk to.
Yeah.
And you go there. We went to Wilkesboro.
Mm-hmm.
And then I drove to Florida.
Yeah.
And then drove from Florida to dig or die, and just honestly, that one I want to just go for the pregame.
Yeah.
That's all I cared about. The first one we went to, I didn't even care to like race in the pregame. I wanted to just show up, and then someone talked me into it. It was like, just pay, man. You'll have fun. And I had a blast.
Yeah, it is a good time, and I always look forward to that. You know, is the like these big events, like everybody normally gets together on the street. Like we just put out that Ohio video. It was a good time up there. You know, even though it got cut short, but it's like,
it happens.
and you get to see different areas and you know different spots, different stuff they do. Of course, you know, like you were talking about starting out in Baltimore. You know, it's a different. Everybody does stuff different, you know, like, you know, they kind of do like the Cali thing. They prep the whole road, you know.
They prep it, they burn it. Like,
yeah.
It's crazy what they do there.
Yeah. And then, you know, a lot of people, most of the people on the East Coast, it's still the same thing. Puddle and, you know, do your burnout.
Try to do a puddle and burnout.
Some of the guys still do water, you know. It's interesting seeing different scenes and how, you know, like you said, everybody, it's like a reunion. Everybody shows up, but you have to adapt to what they do for the scene. You know, we went to Philly. That was a great time. Like, I loved that road. That's the interesting part about it.
The cool thing is it's the baddest from like every town shows up. That's what it seems like. Like, you can be the baddest here, but when you go to there, you're not the baddest guy anymore.
No, yeah, and then we always end up, most of them, you know, then we see them all over the place, like Tommy K, Dave Ryan. When we went to Philly, you know, like all them dudes, they're, you know, you meet a bunch of good people from all over the place.
Yep, I've talked to Tommy K more every time I see him now. It's their family's awesome. When we went to Philly that second time, they brought us into their home. Fed us.
Fed us, brought us into the shop.
All from going to that one street race and talking to them. Yeah,
they're great people, and that's the thing. Same thing with like the Carolinas. You meet people down there from all over down south, or you know. It's definitely been a ride, and it's a good time. But so we won't keep it going forever. Do you have any plans you can talk about going forward in the next year, or you know, we're racing all the time. The streets are always open. So
until they're solid on the ground.
Yeah,
that car will be racing.
Is there anything you want to talk about going forward, or you got plans, or
we've actually this last couple weeks we've changed a whole bunch. I mean, everybody's seen it. I'm going to a 16 injector. I mean, only thing you do with 16 injectors is run methanol. Yeah. Unless you're a badass on the 85.
So you get hooked on meth, you know?
Yeah. I'm going to try it out, see what it is. Trying to lose some weight in the car. The car weighs 3,500 pounds.
Oh, yeah. And it's still a street car.
Yeah. It's still a street car. I'll put meth in it and drive it on the street. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. I mean, like Devin Vanderhoof and them guys, they're using M1, and some guys do it. They've done drag week on M1 still without switching injectors.
And honestly, if you look at it, it's cheaper than 93 right now.
Well, yeah. Plus, you know, a lot of guys have figured it out. They can lean it out where it's not washing the cylinders down, and you know, it'll be a learning curve, I'm sure.
Oh, it's definitely gonna be a learning curve, and of course, I was nervous about it.
Yeah, of course, Billy. You know, he's been messing with it, so he can help you out. Yeah. We know a lot of guys that run it, but you know, one of the last questions, where do you think you would be if it wasn't for cars, you know, after going through all the accident and everything? I mean, did you have, like, times that, you know, like dark times, or,
there was definitely some dark times. I mean, when I first got in the accident, I didn't know what I was going to do. I worked on building cell tower sites, couldn't go back to doing that.
Yeah.
Tried working for a company and then lost all of my benefits insurance, and they didn't pay enough.
Yeah.
So that hurts, and like living off disability.
Son to raise, you know.
Got a 9-year-old.
Yeah.
He's into sports. He likes riding dirt bikes, so it's like you want to do the best for him while still trying to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
It was tough. I mean, without racing, I'd be bored.
Yeah.
I feel more comfortable in that seat than I do hanging around my family. If anybody knows, it's really all we want to talk about is racing. Anywhere we go, it's all we talk about.
Yeah, you're right. Like, and I was wondering, you know, if that helps you through things, because of course, you know, that was a big, you know, like you said, a big life changer, and you know, I think a lot of people, they find something and they're passionate about, that helps them get through this stuff. And,
Absolutely.
of course, there's a lot of people that go through stuff we don't know, and I figured maybe that might help you.
It absolutely has helped me get through a lot. I've met a lot of good friends.
Yeah.
The close group of friends that I hang out with every day, Billy, Bob, all of them, they've got me through a lot. I've got a lot of help from a lot of friends. I wouldn't have my car if it wasn't for most of them.
Well, like you said, racing's like a family. Once you you meet the people, and I guess we'll wrap this up. Is there any people you want to thank? People that help you, sponsors?
I gotta thank my girlfriend a lot. I mean, without her,
she's probably a big part of the program.
Yeah, she's a big part of the program. She helps me a lot when and on the car, at the pits, she does the puddle. I had to actually force her to do that first time. She was nervous.
Well, yeah,
she was like, I'm doing it in front of a huge crowd. I don't want to do that.
And they don't want to mess up.
Yeah, she's like, what if I mess up? You're not going to mess up pouring a puddle.
Yeah.
She helps out a lot. She's helped with parts. I mean, I couldn't always afford parts. She helps me get them.
Well, that's cool.
I like to thank Bob. He's done 90% of fabrication on the car.
Yeah, Bob's good too.
Billy, he's done just about anything I've asked for tuning and everything. He pushes me.
Yeah.
He'll tell me I'm slow every time. I'm not as fast as him. It is what it is.
Oh, yeah.
The Bennetts.
Yeah. Matt, they're good people.
Yeah. D&M engines. They built my motor. There's somebody else. There's a couple people I'm probably missing, but they've done.
I mean, it's hard to.
It
hard to
really
remember
is.
everybody.
I didn't write anything down.
Yeah. I'm sure Joe, Bumper Thumper.
Yeah, Bumper Thumper. He's been a big part of the program lately. He helps me with prep, and his stuff works.
Yeah.
I mean, I was kind of skeptical at first, but it's all I use now.
Yeah, and it's like you said, it's another local thing. A lot of these locals help us out. We couldn't do a lot of this traveling and stuff that, like you said, once you meet everybody, it's kind of a big family, and that's what helps.
KOTV guys, they've helped me out with parts big time.
Yeah,
Houston and Jimmy.
Yep.
Ted Gibson,
Yep.
he's my go-to tire guy for 90% of anything.
Yeah, he's always down to help people out too.
But yeah, if I missed anybody,
yeah. Well, like I said, it's hard. Yeah, it's hard, man. But I'm glad you did it, and I mean, a lot of people, I'm sure want to see your side of the story and see how your everyday life is.
I get it's cool when I get messages from somebody like, hey, my son's in an accident, and he inspires you. I don't consider myself an inspiration. I consider myself just doing what I love to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just glad it helps other people though.
Well, yeah, you can inspire others. Kids that go through. I mean, people are born paralyzed.
Absolutely,
I mean,
I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, I mean, they've never experienced anything. So, I'm sure your story will help help others.
I hope it does.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, I guess we'll see you soon in the streets.
Yep.